This is a Panasonic CTK-1040R. Manufactured in 1988. This is you can use AC and you can use DC. This is I think it's a 15-inch TV that they used for their camper. It's an old tube TV, but we're going to see what's wrong with it. They said it doesn't power on. I didn't know people still use these TVs, but that's cool. So, first thing I always tell people to do, check this fuse. You want to know how you can check the fuse? This top part here, it twists like this, counterclockwise. Okay, and the fuse, it's in there. It pops out. So, check the fuse. Make sure the fuse is good. You can use a continuity check, or you can take and just do a visual check and make sure that it's not blown. This looks like I want to say it's a 6 amp. Yep, it's a 6 amp. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it apart. There's with a screw down here, there. This screw here, here. You can't see it because I'm in the light. Here and here. And I believe that's all the screws that hold this together. I'm going to take it off. And I'm going to look for the most common issue for these. They have what's called a flyback transformer. But once I open this up, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I got the cover off. Looks dinky, doesn't it? This here is what I'm telling you about. That's the flyback transformer. And it shoots the voltage to your tube. It's a very tiny tube. I'm chuckling about it. It's kind of dinky. And I'm probably betting that's what the issue is. Without looking at it too much. Offhand, I don't see any bulging capacitors or nothing. So, solder joints on that looks pretty amazing for it almost being, let's see, it's in 88. For being that old, solder joints are pretty good. I will cut the video and see what I can find out. If you can see this, that's what I'm talking about. There's a fuse in there. I'm going to use a long pair of needle nose. Key word of advice. I'm going to put a key word of advice before you even attempt to open this TV or touch any circuitry. You need to know how to discharge the tube. If you don't know how to discharge the tube, don't work on it. This stores a lot of voltage. And or if you break the tube, the seal, the vacuum part, you just destroyed your TV. Granted, it's from 1988. I don't think you really care at this point. It's just probably tinkering. And at this point, what I'm doing is using it for documentation of what goes on. I work on things like I'm working on a time bomb. You don't want to touch anything if you don't know what's going on. Okay. So, this was also a 6-amp fuse that it blew. Wow. So obviously there's going to be something here. It's going to be the culprit. I'm going to ohm out some things on this board here itself. I did not find, there is a fuse on this board, there's that right there, and it appears to be okay. It doesn't look like it's blown visually, but I will check it as well. If it's not blown, that would lead me to think that the bottom board is fine. It is not blown, and it is a 6-amp as well. So I'm not worried about this board. It's going to pertain to that board. I'm going to check out some stuff and I'll cut back to you. So I took the MOSFET out and it was fine out of circuit. And I took the capacitor. You can clearly see the black goop that leaked out of it. So I'm going to find its replacement. 1000 microfarad 35 volt. I don't know if that was the main culprit of this TV. I'm thinking the next one over to it is probably bad. I'm going to take it out as well, and we'll see what happens. They have no other way of checking this out. I'm in my own vehicle, since it's an outlet connected to a cigarette lighter. Press the power button. Well, the fuses seem to be alright. TV, I mean. Pretty cool. Let's shut this off. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next.